Thank you for joining me, ESTRA, this June 8, 2013, for Talking About You with ESTRA on Blog Talk Radio and ESTRATV, currently featured on YouTube under ESTRA's blog. This is part 2 of You and Using Music for Comfort After a Car Wreck. Now, let's continue. Now for our personal injury in the news this week. These are my views on current events and have no association with the writers of the article. From time to time, I'll be stopping to take a moment and comment on a section, or like in our first article here, it's more of a summary regarding what the article's about. And it comes from the New York Times, and the article was written by Monica Garsky, Paul Kruger, and Marion Payton. And it's a story on Christine Padilla, who struck and killed a woman in a car accident. This article talks about the sentencing of Christine Padilla, who ran a red light and thus injuring a small child and killing a woman, both who were in a crosswalk. This situation is an example of what the government calls driver fatigue, which we've talked about in past shows. And in my opinion, it's easy to take for granted the ease and use of a vehicle. Many folks drive so regularly that driving becomes second nature. Yet, as mentioned before, each time behind the wheel is indeed a new drive, and nothing is guaranteed to be the same. Being in a hurry, being too tired, or being inattentive can bring unexpected events, such as this car accident. All of a sudden, you become the person in the middle of the controversy, and your life and those impacted is changed. Then those things that seem so all important look so immaterial, but there is no way of reversing the decision. Therefore, drive diligently, realizing most tragedies are only 1 second away. Hopefully, disasters such as this case can be avoided. There is nothing like reality to refocus one's priorities. Quote, Padilla told police, "I'm sorry, I'm sleep deprived, and I just looked up and I'm like, oh my God, it's red. And then, oh my God, she's right there." On Friday, more than 4 months after the tragic crash, Padilla appeared in a standing room only courtroom for sentencing. End quote. You know, our lives today are filled with choices and priorities, and in my opinion, there is too little time for the care of our personal lives and too much time for corporate priorities. I thought the First Lady, Michelle Obama's decision to put her family first with her daughter's birthday this week demonstrate what Americans, in fact most Americans, will need to do in order to restore our country to a balanced work and family life. From my perspective, the poor pay a very high price for it because of being stretched financially and trying to make those ends meet. Let's hope more of us think about what we value and take the time to rest, unlike in Christine Padilla's case, or get other basic needs that allow people to make good decisions for themselves, family, and country. This indeed is a hard way to learn what's really important. Our second personal injury in the news this week is from WRAL.com, and the title of the article is Georgia jazz musician Ben Tucker killed in car crash, and it's by Russ Bynum of the Associated Press. Quote, police say of the Savannah jazz musician who played with some of the biggest names in the business has been killed in a car accident. Savannah Chapman Metropolitan Police spokesman Jillian Miller says 82-year-old Ben Tucker was killed Tuesday morning when the golf cart he was riding in was hit by a car on Hutchinson Island. Tucker performed with stars from Quincy Jones to Peggy Lee before settled in the 1970s in Savannah. The Savannah Morning News reported he was also a former owner of WSOK-AM and WLVH-FM. Miller says 52-year-old Robert William Martin of Spicewood, Texas, is charged with racing, vehicular homicide, and reckless driving. It is unclear if Martin has been booked into the county jail or has an attorney. The crash remains under investigation. End quote. This is such a story that's so hard to believe because sometimes we forget that an accident, as long as there are cars around and they're on the road, they're driving, anything can happen, whether you're in a golf cart, a pedestrian on the street, a motorcycle, walking, riding a bike. The list is endless. And so, I don't know, sometimes we want to have fun and enjoy our lives, but sometimes we have to realize that car is not a toy. It really isn't a toy. And when we get used to it and get comfortable with it and become brave and decide that we're going to take chances, we're not just taking chances with our own lives. In many cases, we're taking chances with other people's lives. So in this case, fortunately, he's a legend and his music will live on. So yet the driver will have to pay for, his behavior that day. Sometimes our brother's actions propels our life in a direction that cannot be foreseen, and that's how it was in this case. Our lives are not lived in a bubble. What each of us does matters. Take time, choose wisely, use a little common sense, and realize that car is a tool. Maybe if you're on the racetrack, it's time to race, but if you're just on a normal everyday street or near a golf course, in this case, you just might want to use a little bit more caution. Now for our commentary on you and using music for comfort after a car accident. Listening to music is such a personal decision. One's taste and moods play an important role in the decision making. One's moods typically require different tempos or genres. This is also what is found to determine how soothing, empowering, informative, or just plain old fun your experience becomes. While hearing music, notice emotions and state of mind. What does the melody mean? What do the lyrics say? Are past enjoyable memories coming up? Thinking about people, places, or past incidents? Is this a pleasant state? By becoming adventurous and expanding your music horizon, so to speak, there may be new sides of you unexplored, yet common enough with your life experiences that you can still enjoy it. What a great way to give your mind and body an escape from pain, suffering, or just a change in your daily routines. Perhaps you reflect back on the things you could do before injured, and perhaps you could dream about being able to do those things again in the same form or in the same way, or perhaps differently. The bottom line is, does it bring comfort to your soul? Did you find that special place that can bring peace and harmony into a place of injury? No two people may experience music in the same way, or even for the same reasons, yet there may be a common ground in its experiences. Music is a gift to be treasured, and now it's offering more by allowing some relief from sickness or injury from a car accident. May you find the music that moves you. Here today on the show, on Pandora Radio, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, or just in your own list of music. Our first article on music comes to you from my blog, which is estras.blogspot.com, and the title of the article is Music to Soothe Soul, and it was written about disability counter-surveillance. So it's basically making the point to relax to music instead of getting irritated as harassers jump in front of you when you're driving, and they can do a lot of kind of things to terrorize you, which I personally believe is abuse. But I'm going to go ahead and go into the article. Quote, music to the soul provides relief from harassment, intimidation, and daily stresses. It's a relatively cheap escape and provides time to dream, romanticize, and takes your mind any place it wants to go. Furthermore, it's nice to renew your spirits, listen to new and old songs, explore different genres, or expand your horizon. Harassment and intimidation should not be a major focus in your life. You are important. Abuse by bullies will keep you down if that's all you do. A more rewarding idea is to become an advocate of change for ERISA reform, so insurance companies and self-insured employers can no longer intimidate insured. It's just a better use of time. But right now, Listen to music and chill. Meditate on where to go from here and where you've come from. Think how to improve your life over a light, relaxing song or a very energetic one. Use music to soothe your soul. You want to sing, dance, smile, if only in your mind. Be adventurous, creative, and let your essence flow to new places. So, may you find the melody in your soul that makes you want to get your groove on. End quote. Choose to overcome the obstacles. Look for ways to continue on in difficult circumstances. As the saying goes, this too shall pass. And in my opinion, music is a great way to restore your balance. I just think it's a great thing. I think music can help in so many different ways, and I was very glad to see that there's many articles and a lot of research actually going on right now to explore how music helps people with chronic pain or cancers, and just a lot of great things are going on. So we should say thank you for those who are taking the time to do research to make all of our lives a bit better. Now on to our article about Pandora.com. It's an internet radio, and in my opinion, it's a great place if you're looking to venture out into new genres or hear about different musicians and be adventurous and find new songs that you want to add to your list. They have a service that is also paid and non-paid, and basically what you do is you go out and you just log in and set up an account, and then you select which artist that you like to listen to, and you select. Each artist has their own quote-unquote station, and you select that artist. And when you listen to that station, the majority of the songs on that station are of that artist, but they will also play other ones in. If it's a free subscription, you might have an advertisement in there too. And if it's you pay a minimum fee, there are no advertisements in that subscription, but both of them work very well. I've done them both ways and have found them satisfactory. The thing I like about it is it gives you the opportunity to really explore different types of music from different artists, and you can also just begin to learn a little bit more about what your tastes are in music. So it's just great. You can stay on there as long as you like. It plays as long as you have time to listen. And I think it's just a great way to start to get a feel for what you can use music for and how it impacts you, and if you can find that match for you on maybe decreasing your pain levels or just resting from a maybe exhausting day, or just maybe you're in a great mood and you just want to enjoy the music. So Pandora.com is a great place to actually go and start out if you don't have anyone selected. And let's see what it says about here. I'll read you a little bit from Wikipedia. It says, a station is set up by specifying an artist or song or a combination of multiple items of any kind in a single station. Listeners can tune in to pre-made genre stations, other users' stations, or even create their own stations based on their musical interest. Each track played can be responded to with a favorable thumbs up or an unfavorable thumbs down button, which determines if it should be played and how much should be similarly classified songs be played in the station. A second negative response to the same artist will ban that artist from the selected station unless the user has marked the artist positively on another occasion, or if that artist is listed under the station's variety. No response is applicable to musical attributes or to albums. An unfavorable response immediately stops play of the track. Clicking the thumbs down too many times in a row will result in a short span of skips. Pandora also utilizes short advertisements between every couple's songs. In addition, a menu is provided with the choices: I'm tired of this song, why was this song selected, move to another station, new station, or bookmark. A buy button is also at the top of each song block. From there, the listeners can click on the link to buy the song from iTunes or Amazon. There's a setting in each member's account regarding whether the user wants songs with explicit lyrics to be played. So, and it go and it end quote, but it goes on and on. And it gives you a lot of detail. So I personally believe that going out, taking a look at Pandora's box will actually provide you with a lot more satisfaction. It's not difficult to use. It's really easy. It's really user-friendly. So go out there and take a look at it. Personally, I enjoy listening to Pandora. I've been doing it for a long time. You can listen to it from your laptop or your smartphone. And like I said, you can do it just with free, or you can have it free with a few commercials, or a small fee without commercials. But yes, it's worth checking out. Either way, it's an enjoyable experience from my perspective. So I hope it is from yours too. But either way, let me know. It'd be nice to hear from you and see how it turned out for you. And also your experience with music and your pain or sickness. And if it helped, I think that would be great to know. So you can actually just tweet me at ESTRA's radio show. You can like me on Talking About You with ESTRA on Facebook. Or you can just send me a note at ESTRA's radio show at blogtalkradio.com. Thank you for joining in on the broadcast today. Let your mind, your body, and your soul ingest the magic of music, hopefully reducing the pain, suffering, or just adding enjoyment to your life. Be adventurous and explore different types. You might be surprised on how far your taste can grow. I hope you feel better, and I hope you find useful ways to enjoy the music. You and Fatherhood After Car Accident is our next week's show. So stop by. Remember, Father's Day is next Sunday. Make sure that you remember that the most important part of letting your father know that you care, if he's still here, is to actually just spend some time with them. That's more important than anything, because time is a commodity that, remember, none of us can actually get back. So tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for Talking About You with ESTRA on Blog Talk Radio. Come talk, come listen, where you can just be yourself. Also visit ESTRA's TV on YouTube under Users ESTRA's blog every Wednesday for videos. Thank you for joining me, ESTRA, today.